Hello everyone, this is Larry Ellis and I am a candidate for the Humphreys County Assessor of Property for the 2012 election coming up August the 2nd with early voting beginning July the 13th. And I wanted to talk with you a little bit about my ideas on fairness, because some say when I'm talking to them, Larry, are you talking about raising taxes? Well, and I'm not. What I'm talking about is fairness. Fairness to each taxpayer, where each taxpayer pays their fair share and not 1 penny more. Now don't get this confused with the concept that's come out here of late where people are focusing on the fair share and they're expecting hardworking Americans to give up their money, who are already paying a very high percentage of their income as taxes. This is not to be associated with that concept under the income tax whatsoever. What I'm talking about when I'm talking about fair share is paying that amount based on what we actually have, given the same assessment rates that everyone pays on. Now that's fair. I like the concept of everyone paying on the same rate. And that's the way property tax is set up in Tennessee. It is an ad valorem taxation program, where you pay based on your value. That term, Latin term of ad valorem, means on value. So everyone is to pay based on the value of their property, as the Tennessee law requires the assessor to appraise the property in that way. So when I say your fair share, I'm talking about and referring to each property owner paying on their market value of their property using the same tax rate guidelines as established by our legislators in the Tennessee law. So fair share, then, I think is best presented to you like a friend of mine down from Louisiana presents it. He's an IAAO, International Association of Assessing Officers instructor, senior instructor, as I am, and I've had him in class in tax policy. And he presents this idea like splitting the check at a restaurant. And I think it makes a wonderful illustration. So I've been using that, and I was speaking with a couple of my friends the other day, and we were talking about this illustration. And I'll just use us in that. It's Walter, Heather, and myself. And we enjoy our friendship, so what we decided we wanted to do is every month get together and go up to a nice restaurant and enjoy our favorite meals together. Well, Heather says she liked lobster, and if you went to the restaurant, we figured the lobster is going to cost you $40. And Walter liked a good steak. And Walter said, well, his steak's probably going to cost $35, not hardly as much as the lobster. And I said, well, I need to lose weight, so I'm going to stay with chicken. So they said my chicken would be about $15. And we decided we didn't want to go to the trouble of splitting the checks up there in the restaurant. And Heather, being good at math, decided she would be the treasurer of that. And we could just reimburse her, just pay her for the meal after she paid for the check. So after eating, we get back from the restaurant and say, all right, it's time for us to divvy up here to pay our share of this. And so it said, okay, how much was the check, Heather? And Heather says $90. It was 40 plus 35 is 75, and 15, that'd be $90. Well, $90 divided by 3, someone said, is $30 a piece. So everyone goes $30 a piece, or Walter and I give Heather $30 a piece, and that seemed to be the fair share. Well, we could go on and do this for a few months, and Walter got to thinking. Walter's a pretty sharp guy, and Heather also was thinking, and they got to talking and said, this is not fair to Larry. Well, he is having to pay $30 for his $15 chicken dinner, and we, on the other hand, are getting lobster and steak, and it's only costing us $30 less than what it would actually cost. But Walter, you're getting a $5 discount, and Heather's getting a $10. And really the way we're going to split this check is for each one of us to pay the amount that our meal was. Heather $40 and Walter $35, and Larry would pay $15. And that's what I'm talking about when it comes to the property tax. We pay for our government services, the police protection, fire protection, our roads, our schools, and all the employees associated with it, and all the equipment needed for these things. We pay for those collectively through the property tax. And properties vary by value. Several factors that apply to that. And we each need to pay on our share of the property that we own. So that means if we have a property worth $50,000, we're assessed at $50,000. We pay taxes based on $50,000. That's your chicken. And if we have another property, that's the other person has a property that's worth $100,000, and that person pays on $100,000. That's your steak. And another person has a property worth $200,000, and that is your lobster. And there could be even other, it'd be king crab, I guess, and there could be a number of different things that you could get that may be more expensive than that. And each property then would pay their fair share based on the value of the property. Well, that hasn't happened in all the situations in our county, and that's where I can help the citizens of Humphreys County in helping keeping fairness and equity in the assessments by ensuring that each property will pay its fair share. And I've talked with people, and I've asked them, they say, Larry, it sounds like you wanted to increase taxes. No, it's not. Are there some that would have to pay higher taxes? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. There are some that have the lobster portion of the ticket. Well, the fair thing is that they pay that. And there are some who have chicken, and that's what they need to pay. And those who are at the state level, they need to pay that. But what I've looked at the assessment records, it goes both ways. There are some that pay more, there are some that pays less. But the people I've talked to, when I ask them, I say, how do you feel about this? What if yours is one of the ones that needs to go up? So what's your opinion about that? And most all the time, there's an occasional one that will escape it, but 90% of the people, at least, will say, that's okay, because it's fair. And that's what I want to present to you. This is not about tax increase. I'm not proposing that. I think we ought to have less government, less cost, that we could have lower taxes if possible. But if we can't, then we need to fund those amounts that are available to us. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how doing the right thing in the assessments and valuing the properties at their correct value pays off in the long run and helps the county commissions and the city councils fund these services that we want. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.